We are live. We are live. Yes, we are live. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Alex Thomas here, back with my boy Smooth J Stu.
We live, baby.
And we are back with episode 6.
Is this episode 6?
I think we're on episode 6. We are on episode 6.
We're
We've
on
been doing
episode
this.
6. Wow.
Yeah, this time has been flying.
Flying.
It's been flying, man. It's crazy because we got some big things we're talking about today. Obviously, you guys know what the topics are. We got Black Widow, talking about the spoilers for Black Widow. We're going to save that for later in the show. We also got Loki, episode 5 to talk about. We're going to talk about some spoilers in there too.
Yeah, forgive me, I'm just setting the mood real quick.
No, you're good.
Gotta get the vibes going.
You know, you got that Lil Wayne, you flicker the lighter, and then, you hit that little.
I gotta get the vibes going,
But yeah, John, how you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a pretty good day. Very busy week for me. I'm doing a score for a short film, so I've been working on that, and I've been on I went on a podcast with my buddy Justin at Cinema Heroes, so be on the lookout for that. That's on Apple Podcasts right now. It's also on YouTube at superheroes movies and superhero movies. Just search that in YouTube and go to channels, and you should be able to find it. Otherwise, you can search Cinema Heroes on Apple Podcasts. You'll be able to find it there. They're really good guys, and they talk about superhero movies, and they're pretty knowledgeable about it. And I've been a big fan of them for a long time, so I thank them again for having me. But yeah, other than that, and working on the score, just trying to maintain my YouTube channel.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, go check out Smooth J Stu's YouTube channel. Just search Smooth J Stu. His channel should pop up. He got some pretty good videos over there. If you guys are new to my channel, this is welcome to the Alex Thomas channel. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're almost there at 3K subscribers. Go ahead and help a brother out. Hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date on my videos when you will be notified every time I upload a new video. You will never miss one out every time I upload it. Just hit that notification button. But yeah, my day is pretty good. Obviously today, if you guys didn't see, I uploaded a Blu-ray hunting video with my boy Jamel today. Bought some physical media. I will show that probably at the end of the video. We do our physical media discussion. I'm going to show what I picked up today. And then you guys obviously know what I picked up on Tuesday. Some of the new releases. I'll probably just show the newest release instead of everything, because obviously I got a Blu-ray update video coming soon for that. But yeah, so obviously we got some people in the chat. We got Shaggy in the chat. He says, "I'm here."
Nephew, what's going on, nephew?
What's going on, buddy? We got Tony Movie Chappie in the building. He says, "Hey guys, what's going on, buddy?"
What's going on, Tony Movie Chappie?
We got Jason Nelson in the chat. What's going on? We also got Shaggy back in here saying, "Hello, Mr. Thomas and Uncle John. What's going on, man? How you doing?"
Mr. Thomas, so formal.
Right. So obviously we got it's all a Marvel show.
Yeah,
it's all Marvel today. All Marvel today. No DC things going on. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty long show, so we're going to try to keep it as quick as possible so we can get into the spoiler talks. But the first thing we got going on that came out earlier this week was the Marvel What If trailer.
Yes.
The Disney Plus series that's going to take us into the multiverse, onto certain scenarios on what if certain characters did this and what if certain characters did what in the MCU. And this trailer was full of stuff, like a lot of stuff that I did not expect in the show. But the show comes out in August, if I'm not mistaken.
Next month.
And I'm really looking forward to it, as what I've seen, and that all the voices are the original cast of the MCU movie. So this was to be the last time Chadwick Boseman will be
Chadwick
playing
Boseman.
as T'Challa, as Black
This is his
Panther.
last
This is his
role.
last role, right?
Yeah.
The last time he'll be playing the character, which was
And
cool. They
I
was
think
able to
that's
get him
fitting.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope that they was able to get him in and actually do the voice. But I know it's probably he probably went in for a day just to record all the lines, and they just put him in certain areas in the show.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what did you think of the trailer? I thought it was pretty good. I watched it a couple times. Yeah, I thought it was really good as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I'm really digging the animation. It's a cell animation, so it's a combination of hand drawn and 3D. And I'm really digging it. And obviously it's set inside the MCU, so the characters maintain their MCU looks, and everybody's returning to do the voices for their respective characters, and I'm really digging it. I'm looking forward to seeing Captain Carter.
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing T'Challa as a Ravager.
Right. Instead of being the king of Wakanda, he's actually he's in Star-Lord's place. So he's Star-Lord now in this What If, and Peggy is going to be Captain Carter. And then there's some other things going on, obviously, in this multiverse show. But those are the two standouts for me, obviously, was those two storylines is going to be different.
What we didn't see a whole lot of, which I'm very interested to see, is Vision with all the Infinity Stones. I'm very excited to see that.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if this is going to be like, how they're going to play this out. Is it going to be like, is each episode is going to be just one single story of what the character did in a what if scenario, or is it going to be like kind of like a movie where it's going to be one big story connecting everything together, like how phase 1, 2, 3 was to connect the Infinity War?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an anthology series, so I think each episode will stand on its own.
Right.
But it would be interesting to see all the episodes kind of link up and lead up to one big episode. That would be dope.
Yeah. Let's see like how it would be if Infinity War was totally different than how we would have got it,
Yeah.
But like I said, I dig the trailer. I thought it was fascinating on what we got. Like I said, it's gonna be pretty interesting if the people are gonna accept this as what it is. Obviously, this is the Marvel What If is actually a comic series where they do a lot of different things. Like I said, that's where you get Marvel Zombies thrown in there as well. You see that in the trailer as well. So this is basically where you could do literally anything with the Marvel characters. And I don't think it's obviously not canon. None of this is going to be canon. It's just something fun for them to do. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think this is canon to the movies. I don't think this is like a multiverse thing. I don't think this is a way for them to finally put the multiverse and link it with the movies. I think this is going to be something separate, just something for them to do for Disney Plus. What did you think?
I honestly think it is a multiverse thing, but I don't think they will expand on it past the series. So I do think that it will be revealed to be official MCU canon, but just in other universes. So I think it'll be canon, but it'll be like on its own. It'll be doing its own thing. It won't be dependent on the movies.
Yeah. We'll see. Like I said, it comes out next month, so we knew it was coming. We were just waiting to see, because I don't think we've seen we've seen snippets and clips and stuff, but we haven't seen a full trailer. So let me know in the chat if you guys have seen the What If trailer. What did you guys think of it? Like I said, we already got a couple of people in here already as well. We got Ben Buster in there saying too overpowered with Vision with all the stones. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. We'll see how that happens. We got reaction and reviews 21 in the building. What's going on, buddy?
Mrs. Stu is in here. My wife, Mrs. Stu.
We got Stephanie Stewart in the chat. She says, "I'm here. Nice to have you here." It's always good to have our missus in the chat. We got Jason Carr in the building. He said he was hoping he was going to come on, and he came on. That's what's up. We got Ben Buster in here. Like I said, Jason Carr also said he seen Black Widow yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Yeah, we're gonna have a spoiler discussion. So good. So if you guys have seen Black Widow, like probably most of you have, because it's on Disney Plus. So if you want to pay the $30 for Disney Plus, you could definitely watch it. You don't have to wait for it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Ben Bus say, what if could be hooked into Spider-Verse? You think it's gonna be connected to Spider-Verse? We've seen a snippet of Spider-Man, but not as much in the trailer. We just seen like one quick scene. And then reaction where you say he doesn't care about the what if trailer. That's cool. Like I said, if it really doesn't intrigue you, that's fine. Like I said, I'm intrigued. Like I said, Marvel has not disappointed me. So like I said, I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, I'm ready to see it.
You got any more thoughts on the what if trailer?
No, I thought it was dope. I'm ready for August to get here. It'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, this month is almost over already. Like looking at the clock, it's already the 11th already. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the next topic, and that is Loki episode 5. Yeah, we're jumping straight into it, you guys. Like I said, it wasn't that much news going on this week. Like I said, the what if trailer was the one thing that intrigued me. Obviously, we could talk about Black Widow's box office stuff, but we're not here to talk about that. You guys can go to the other sites and find out how much they made in the box office. Because I know it most likely probably made like $80-something million. It didn't hit 100, but it did. It probably hit like 60-something in Disney Plus. Probably I heard it did like 30-something in Disney Plus or something like that.
It did 60.
Okay, see, it did pretty good. So you guys want to find out that stuff? Go to some of the site. But today we're talking about Loki episode 5 because it did premiere this Wednesday, and it was dope. This episode was dope, man. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, that episode was high quality H2O.
Yes, it was. It was definitely dope. All the Lokis were hilarious. There's an alligator Loki, bruh. We got an alligator Loki in this multiverse. What the frick is going on here?
Well, there is a pet version of the Avengers, so yeah, I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, but obviously we're about to go into spoilers. First, let me get John's reactions. What did you think of episode 5, bruh?
Best episode so far. I loved it. I loved every minute of it, especially the end. I we'll go in order, but the end was definitely my favorite part of the episode. I loved everything about that episode. The music was epic. The characters were funny. We get more emotional interaction with Loki and Sylvie, and it was wonderful. I love that episode. And there's a bit of a twist at the end, and I love it. I love that episode.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved it as well. I don't think it's the best one. I still like the last episode before this one. Obviously, just because we get to see the epic fight with Sylvie and Loki, and they obviously in the Timekeepers thing. I love that scene. It's my favorite scene in all of the episodes. I don't know. Maybe the tracking shot with the one shot in the episode previous was pretty good too. But I did love the last episode, and this is definitely the second best one for sure. It just keeps building and building and building up to the final climax, and I love the way this pacing is. I'm ready to watch all the episodes together instead of when this episode ended, I'm like, damn. It made me really mad because now I gotta wait till Wednesday to figure out what's happening, because when they finally reveal what's going on, it's like, oh my goodness, now I gotta wait to figure out what's going on, and I don't want to watch no trailers because I know they released episode trailers probably already.
I don't watch any episode trailers.
Me either. I haven't watched any episodes trailer either. Like I said, I might have seen some screenshots of some probably on Facebook or somebody sharing something or something, but
right, I might have scrolled past it, but I don't watch it though.
Yeah, so I do agree. This episode is really good. I love the way the episode starts and love the way it ends. It, like I said, it just builds to what we about to get. Hopefully, is an epic climax. But
absolutely,
getting more into the episode starts with Loki meeting the other Lokis. And what's the actor's name? I know his name.
You talking about classic Loki?
Yes.
Richard E. Grant.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Richard E. Grant. The first thing I saw him in?
What?
Was the little vampire. He's actually the father of the vampire. He's in the family. He's the father. He's
Okay.
actually, yeah, he plays one of the head vampires in that movie, and he's
Yeah.
hilarious, and he's really good in it still.
I
He's good
remember
in
him
almost
from a
everything.
few things. I remember him from Logan.
Yeah,
He was the villain in Logan.
right.
I also remember him from About Time, the movie with Rachel McAdams and Domhnall Gleeson.
I've never seen that. I heard
You
it's really
haven't
good though.
seen that?
No, I've seen it
That
about time.
is that is
I
an
know the
excellent.
premise. I know the
Yeah,
premise, but I've never seen it before.
that's an excellent movie, and it's not to get off topic, but it's really uh you think it's a romance going in, but it's really not. It's really
Yeah.
more of a coming of age story about this guy like going into his adulthood, and it's very good. You should definitely see it.
Yeah,
But
but getting back onto Loki, beginning back on
yeah,
Loki, but that was that. Like I said, Little Vampire was the first thing I saw him in, and after that, I just recognized him from that movie. But like I said, Richard E. Grant was great in this episode. He was definitely the
absolutely.
standout as classic Loki. So like I said, we get introduced to him, Kid Loki, and the alligator Loki, and I forgot what the other Loki was called. The one that played by the black actor. I
forgot his name. Yeah.
But like I said, he get introduced to all these Lokis, and he's trying to figure out what's going on. He finds out that they're in like the void area where they send all the stuff that's pruned. That's the word I was trying to look for that I was talking about last week. What's the word they call it? It's pruned.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Pruning. That's what they call it. So they pruned all the Lokis to this void period where they're like kept prisoner by this big giant cloud called Eliath. If I'm not mistaken, that's what the cloud is called. And I kind of had some Galactus vibes from Fantastic Four too. A little bit. I'm like, oh, don't do the fucking Galactus cloud bullshit. But this actually is a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real
cloud is actually a real thing in Marvel Comics, and I love that. That's the one I was talking to somebody at my job. I'm like, the one thing about this show, they're taking things that I've never heard of or never thought of until I looked into it to see if it was real. And there's actually real things that they're getting to.
Yeah.
In the comics and stuff
there
like that.
Are a lot. This episode probably had the most Easter eggs.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. And obviously about to get to some obviously where we're about to get introduced to their lair. Because that's where most of the Easter eggs is where they go into their little hideout. But the one obviously to me the best one is, well, first we get the reveal of why everyone did their moments, but the Kid Loki reveals that he actually killed Thor. Yeah, that was his thing. And then that's why
he's in charge.
Yeah, that's why he's in charge, right? He killed Thor, so that's his Nexus event. And then when they go into their facility, they pan down, you see Thor's hammer, and then you see Frog Thor in a jar trying to get out of the jar, which was to me it reminisced of,
I just read today that that's Chris Hemsworth doing like the noises for
and I'm sure they probably got it from like some other movie because I was thinking of Avengers. Like Avengers.
I heard
inside.
I heard
it's recent.
He recorded those grunts just for that.
Okay. I'm sure they probably picked it up from other movie and just credit him from that. I thought about that's one scene. I thought about him being locked in the thing in the first Avengers movie. Yeah. So, but that was hilarious. I had to rewind it. I said, I have Thor locked in this thing as a frog in there. I had to rewind it and watch it again. Like they would not show his hammer just because, and it's him inside the jar. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. But we get into their lair, and cut back after we see all the reveal. We go back to TVA. And Sylvie is trying to convince. I can't think of her name. I know her. I've been hearing her name the whole time, but I can't think of her name.
Judge Renslayer.
There we go, Renslayer. That's it. Okay, so she's been trying to convince Renslayer that they want to take the timekeepers down, trying to figure out who's behind the curtain, trying to figure out all this stuff. Because obviously in last episode we find that the timekeepers aren't even real; they're freaking robots. So. Renslayer is obviously trying to stall, which was pretty funny because she used Miss Minutes to kind of stall Sylvie and try to hold him back and stuff. You see Miss Minutes literally like the way she looks as she's trying to look for something. It's pretty hilarious. But it's all an ambush. The TVA people come in and Sylvie runs away. and she prunes herself. She prunes herself because it's like, okay, why not just fucking prune myself to get to Loki? That's what I thought about in the first place. Like, you want to get to Loki, just fucking prune yourself and then figure out a way to get out of there.
Right.
You know, and that's what ended up happening. That's what ended up happening anyway. But I don't think Renslayer knows what's going on. I don't think she knows what's going on. I think she's still trying to.
She's just as confused as everybody else.
Yes.
She's just a pawn. She's a puppet.
Yep. Yeah. I think she doesn't understand what's going on, but she likes the feeling of being controlled. That's why she wants to contact the person that's behind it to keep them safe. That's all I'm like. She don't know what's going on, but she at least wants to keep the person safe because she likes being in control.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, she likes knowing that she can control time. So, yeah, like I said, I know I'm probably going back too far, but the scene where she talks to the other Minuteman that's locked up, and she talks to her about what's going on, and I love that scene.
B-15.
Yeah, I love that scene as well. That's a really good scene as well. But jumping back to the Void period where Loki is with the other Lokis, we get into where they're inside their hideout, and they're basically just explaining everything of what's going on here. And we get classic Loki story, which actually was a theory that was used by us.
Yeah.
So if you guys know the theory is that back when Infinity War was coming out, or when it came out, there's a theory that Loki that got murdered was a projection. And the Loki projected himself and he got away. And I was watching New Rockstars, which is another YouTube channel that breaks down a lot of stuff. And they actually they tried to think that there's a debris in the sky or in the background that looks like Loki, that like he's showing himself for real to run away. Yeah, because you see, like, it looks like it's horns on the debris, but I think it's a troll for that part. But for this story, for the classic Loki story, he actually projected himself so true that Thanos thought he actually killed Loki, and he ran away, and he's been gone for like years and years and years. He got lonely, and he wanted to find Thor, and that's what caused the next. That's what
his Nexus event.
That's what the TVA got him for, because he was supposed to die and he ended not dying. Yeah. Which was interesting.
It's messed up though.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
He went off and he was pretty much minding his own business. He was like, you know what? Let me go find my brother, and you know that caused a Nexus event, and it's messed up.
Yeah.
All he wanted was a friend.
It's not though, because if you really look at it, like, Loki was supposed to die. And he technically caused a new timeline when it.
But how was he supposed to know that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, in his eyes, in most people's eyes, what he was doing at the time was harmless. You know, obviously he's a Loki, so he causes all this chaos. But he had moved past that. He went on and was in solitude for a long time, and he just wanted to go find Thor because he got lonely. And for all the stuff that he did, that's the thing that caused the Nexus event. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah. And then I don't think we get I think someone in the chat hooked me up with the Black Loki name. Shout out to Latalo Moore. Shout out to you, man. So his name is Boastful Loki. Okay. Well, his story was that he got all the Infinity Stones or something like that, which was it couldn't have been right, but I could see that. I could see that he got all the Infinity Stones and TVA came in and took them away, because think about it, the Infinity Stones are obsolete in the TVA. So I could believe that he did that. I know I'm jumping into the chat, but like I said, we got Steelbook Collector 99 in the chat. What's going on? We got Luke Ponto popping in. Shout out to you, Luke.
Luke, what's going on, Luke?
He said, sorry for being late. Nah, you're right on time, buddy. We're talking about the Loki spoilers. Shout out to Reaction Reviews. He said we got about 11 people. Actually, we got 13 people in the chat. If you guys are new to the channel, if you guys haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. For all my audio listeners that are out there, go ahead and check out YouTube channels. Search Alex Thomas Blu-ray, search Smooth J Stew. Go ahead and hit them subscribe button. We really appreciate it. But getting back into the episode, Loki is fed up. He said, fuck this. I'm going to take down Goliath because it's a thing. I can kill it. And he opens the hatch, and it's a whole thing full of Loki. It's Loki's everywhere. which one of them is Tom Hiddleston. Which I was like, okay, now
President Loki.
Bit. This is the bit right here is President Loki. I'm like, okay. I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw it, I thought it was Loki doing something else. I didn't think it was another Loki.
Oh, you thought he was projecting himself?
Yeah, I thought he was projecting himself as something else. I didn't think it was actually gonna be another Loki, but it was interesting, and which was hilarious because you had all the Lokis going against each other, and then they go against each other.
Yeah, they were turning on each other.
Yeah, they were all turning on each other, which I think classic Loki was so upset. Like, this is all we fucking do is to portray each other. Like, goddamn, like, why can't we do anything else besides, kill one another,
stab each other in the back, constantly.
Yeah. But shout out to Latulo more again, saying the alligator biting off the President Loki's hand was hilarious. The scream,
the scream,
yes, the scream kept going as the scene was going on, which was hilarious.
They kept fighting and he kept screaming.
Yeah, because you had the other Loki literally like just getting away from everything. Because he's like, man, I'm just about to walk away. Then he classic Loki project him and the other Lokis, he project all three of them, including the alligator Loki, which he throws the alligator Loki at someone, and he actually reacted to it, which was hilarious. But that whole sequence was funny. The whole sequence was funny.
I kind of wish that sequence was a little bit longer.
Yes.
And I loved President Loki, even though we only saw him for a little bit. I love President Loki. I wish we could have got a little bit more of him.
Yeah, I would actually buy that Funko Pop if they made a Funko Pop for it. Most likely they do. I'll get that Funko Pop.
I am strongly considering collecting all the Lokis just because of this show.
Yeah, the shows. Yeah, they did. Yeah. I thought about him and Kid Loki. I thought about getting Kid Loki, classic Loki, the regular Loki, and the President Loki.
Yeah,
and Sylvie. But I wanted you to point out the Easter eggs if you could think about all of them that you saw besides the one I pointed out earlier in that scene.
Oh yeah. Well, we saw the Thanos copter. That's from straight from the comics. We saw the tail with his name in bold black letters on it.
Yes.
We see Yellow Jacket's helmet.
Yes. It's huge.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
And he's also confirmed to return in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
Oh wow. Yeah, because he's not dead though.
No, he's not. He's just stuck in the quantum realm.
He just got stuck. Yeah, he got shrunk in. He got shrunk to like a molecule.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what other Easter eggs were there. I know there's there's like a few that I'm missing that I can't think of right now. But if anybody knows any of the Easter eggs, drop them in the chat. We'll address them.
Obviously, I pointed out some. You got Thor's hammer, then you had the little Loki. I know there was obviously probably some stuff sitting inside their hideout, which I probably just had to look over and pay attention to what's going on. I love that the alligator was literally sitting in the pool the whole time, just sitting there watching. It was hilarious. And then the classic Loki understood everything he was saying, which was hilarious. But getting back to Sylvie, she pruned herself. And now she ended up in some type of back of a car or something like that. And then she see some ship literally just drop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think that's an Easter. I think that's not an Easter egg, but it's actually a real ship that like disappeared or something like that. Oh yeah. The Avengers Tower.
Avengers Tower.
Yeah, that said Kang on it.
Yeah.
And everybody, talking about Kang the Conqueror actually being a part of this. So who knows if it's actually him or not. But that was pretty interesting that we got some of those. We actually see Kang a lot in this part. I think he's shows up in a couple things, and there's obviously a storyline in the comic where he has like a certain section, like in the quantum realm, where he like a whole city of things in there. But I don't like I said, the whole Kang thing. I don't want to hear no speculation about anything until I see the episode. So I don't want to hear anything about all that stuff. I'd rather watch the final episode, then we can finally get into stuff because who knows who's going to be, the man behind the curtain? Who knows what's going to be? So I don't want to hear any spoilers or any theories.
We see Mobius in the episode as well.
Yes.
Picks up Sylvie.
Yeah. That I was just getting to that. Yeah. So Sylvie wakes up and sees that the ship literally gets disintegrated by the cloud by Alliance. And like I said, she's running and she actually enchants the part of the cloud and kind of like looks into it and see what's behind it. And that's when she sees the tower, like the lighthouse tower or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that's when she gets picked up by Mobius.
Mhm.
And yeah, that they figure out that there's I can enchant that thing. We need to go back. And that's when like I said, Loki already done said he wants to go back and kill the thing or whatever. And the other Loki's like, all right, we'll take you there, but we're not gonna go any farther than some other, because they don't want to die.
Right.
And that's when the ship comes and Loki sees the ship get taken over. He like, maybe we should overthink our plan, because he did not think that was gonna happen.
Yeah, he didn't think it through.
Yeah, he's like, let me go back and think about what I just said. And then that's when he sees Sylvie.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting into the question. Do you think they're getting into what type of relationship do you think they're getting into? Because they got a little close in this episode.
They did get a little
they got a little close.
Yeah. And, I don't know. I still don't think that they're gonna go all the way. I will say this. I do think that eventually they will like, I guess, profess their love for each other.
Yeah, that's why it's funny, because I was waiting on her to bring it up. It's like, so you wanted to tell me something before you got pruned, and it didn't come up. And I was waiting. I'm like, is she gonna bring it? I thought she was about to bring it up, but it never brought it up. But it was a nice little moment, and it's funny because he said he got cold, but he's a frost giant. You don't get cold, sir.
You don't get cold.
So for you to say that, you just said that, which was a nice little line, though. I mean, I guess he tried to do a little player line, like, it's a little cold, and he conjures like a little
blanket.
Yeah. And then he conjures a longer one to go around them, which I'm like, okay, that's a little cute right there.
So all right, maybe it is love in the romantic sense. I didn't think that at first, but
yeah. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, yeah, they are Loki, but I mean, are they really related? Let me ask you that. Are they really related?
I mean, they're as related as you can possibly be. So yeah. It don't get no more related than that.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird it's gonna be weird if they do take it in this direction, but I see one of them not living past this next episode. I mean, if anything,
I can see Sylvie dying.
Either one. I mean, who knows if Tom Hiddleston signed to do more? But if anything, I can see him going and Sylvie being the next Loki, like taking that character and propelling into the MCU. Because like I said, she's been a standout this whole show.
Yeah, but do we really like Sylvie that much? Do we want to see that much more of her without Tom Hiddleston? Like, that's why. Is she strong enough to stay on her own?
That's why I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about another character in Black Widow that I feel the same way about, but we'll get to that when we get there.
That character is strong on their own. I know who you're talking about, but
let's go ahead and get into finish this episode. Like I said, that was a nice little moment, and then we finally get to the conversation where everyone has know their roles, and they. Sylvie knows she can enchant the cloud. She knows she can enchant Goliath and control it and open it up to what's behind it, because she knows what's behind it is what they need to find. And everyone has accepted what they do. Besides, obviously, classic Loki and Kid Loki is like, nope, we're not going to do this. We're going to go back because this is our home. We're okay with being here. And Sylvie and Loki has, committed to doing this thing. And they finally do it. And Sylvie gives Loki the confidence that he can also enchant. He can do the enchantment.
Yeah.
He didn't believe he can do it, but he can do it. If she can do it, he can do it.
Right.
And I love that part too. That's another thing I'm thinking, like, is it going to be more than just,
Yeah, when that part came up, he was like, I can't do that, and immediately I thought of Kevin Hart. You're gonna learn today.
So, and then this is a part that surprised me, is that they Loki gives a distraction, and earlier in the show, they talk about their daggers, talk about how it's not the dagger isn't what it is. It's us trying to. Propel the fear of the dagger. The dagger doesn't do anything. And that's in the scene later, he uses the dagger as a distraction and it doesn't do anything. Yeah. And he realized, oh shit, I can't use this as a distraction. I have to go over to Sylvie and help her.
Yeah.
And then we get the big distraction, which was classic Loki conjuring an illusion.
That's what,
of
oh
Asgard.
man, that was the apex of the episode. That was epic. I was on the edge of my couch watching that scene. I loved when he created that projection of Asgard, because we've never seen a projection that big before.
Yeah, I agree.
And that elaborate.
Yeah, because he kept trying to do it, because obviously Atlantis was taking it away, and then he tried to conjure it up
to build it back up.
Yeah. And it was dope. And it's like, if you can do that much power, then Loki said, like, I guess we don't know how strong we are as people. And it's like, if you guys can do that, you guys can enchant this cloud. And then obviously they, classic Loki gets taken over by the cloud, and they finally build up the courage and the strength to enchant the cloud. They stop it, and it opens up to the castle behind the cloud, and they walk towards it, and black, which I was pissed. So I'm like, oh man, god damn it, this is how it's gonna end. Oh man, like, god damn it, I ain't gonna lie, next Wednesday I work all day too. I think I might watch every single episode until that night.
I'm
gonna try to, I'm gonna watch all the episodes of Loki, like back to back, and then watch episode 6. Yes, because man, like it's building and building and building, and it just ends every single episode is a cliffhanger. I understand why. I understand why they're doing it. It's just to keep us watching, and it's the build up to the show. I just hope this finale pays off. That's what I'm hoping. What do you think, man?
I know. I'm in complete agreement. With every episode, pretty much gets better. I think they're doing a wonderful job with the pacing. And like I said before in episode 4 or 5, I can't remember what episode I said it, but I think they do a great job at answering questions. They raise questions in one episode and answer questions in the next episode, and they don't have you waiting all the way until the end for all of these questions. Obviously, the big question is who is behind the TVA and why are they doing what they're doing. Obviously, you have to wait until the last episode for that particular question, but for the most part, it's so well paced, and they don't string you along, but they keep you interested. It's a very balanced, well-paced show, and that pretty much makes it the best MCU show so far.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. I'm gonna jump into the chat for a minute. We got Luke Ponto saying Tom Hiddleston is still killing it as Loki, as he always does.
Absolutely.
Yes, he is. And now going back to what I just said, I think I'm about to go back to reaction and reviews comment. He said he think he knows what the villain is. Don't say it, please, because I don't want to
say nothing.
Don't say it, please. No, please don't say a reaction. I love you, but please don't say it, because I do not want to have that in my mind, and then it comes up like, reaction told me in my damn stream. Just keep it to yourself and wait till next week, and then we'll talk about it. He also said Kevin Feige already confirmed there'll be multiple seasons.
I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's excellent. Man, I'm ready. Give me more, because so far what they can do with this is, I don't think just one season is gonna do it though. That's the thing. Like, I think it's more to it though. So if they want to do multiple seasons, go ahead, man. I agree. Luke Potter say he drives needs a 4K. I agree. We'll talk about that later. Steelbus Collector 99 says Loki has been an awesome show. Yes, it has. We also say they have multiple levels of deception.
Yes, it's layered. The show is very layered, donkey.
And reaction says he disagrees with you. 0 through 3. I don't know what you mean.
0 and 3. I have no
0 and 3. Are you talking about the shows? The episodes have been 0 and 3? I don't know. And Latulo Moore says Renslayer is my boo. Those lips. All right, that's funny. But yeah, I mean, so ready for next week, you guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of episode 5, or let me know in the chat what you guys thought of episode 5. Like I said, we really enjoyed it. It's to John, it's his favorite episode out of the whole season. To me, it's my second favorite. I do agree. And the reaction says the shows. I guess he hasn't liked any of the shows, I guess.
Man, reaction and reviews, man. You've been having some hot takes lately, man. That's all right, because it's art, and art is subjective. But man, you've been disagreeing a lot lately.
Yeah. So you actually not liking any of the shows? I mean, I don't know.
I get it. It's not for everybody. But the thing about Marvel is they deal in different types of storytelling. They've told every kind of story that you can tell in the MCU.
Right.
And now they're trying to take it a step further with the multiverse. So
right.
But
you knew that they had to go in this direction. They did the Infinity Saga. Yeah. I mean, next is what? Secret Wars. I mean, that would be technically the next big thing is Secret Wars, or obviously the multiverse. So they had to do something that was beyond what they are used to. Charles Rollins says, did you see the Thanos helicopter? Yes, we did. We talked about that, and we knew it was going to get put in here some way. Why not put it in this show? I mean, why not? I mean, obviously, there was no way we was going to see it in the main MCU. Why not make it a pruned item? Because it was not supposed to be there. So that's hilarious. Reaction and reviews says, last episode was good. Black Widow put a bad taste in my mouth. Oh, wow. Well, we're about to get into Black Widow. Like I said, if you guys want to talk about Loki episode 5, go ahead and talk about it in the comment section below. Please be nice to each other. But we are about to get into the spoiler review for Black Widow, baby. John, I know you just put your review up today. I haven't had a chance to watch it. Obviously, I've been out all day. Haven't had time to watch it yet. But
it's all good, man.
For the people in the chat, you don't have to go full in depth. Just give us your initial reaction and review of Black Widow.
My initial reaction coming out of the movie, it was very good. It is not top 10, but it's not terrible. There are still plenty of other movies that are worse than Black Widow. It does have its problems, but I left the theater feeling satisfied overall. I got pretty much what I expected from the trailer, as far as the overall film. There were a few disappointments, which we will get into further along in the review. But overall, I was satisfied.
Yeah, same. Like I said, I gave it a recommendation. I said I definitely recommend it. If you guys are fans of MCU, you guys are a fan of Black Widow, you're gonna enjoy this movie. Obviously, if you're just now getting into the franchise, you're gonna be confused because obviously, spoiler alert, Black Widow dies in Endgame, and now she's getting her own movie. Like I said, if I had to give it a grade, I'd probably give it a B plus. It's probably like an 88%. Like it's like right there, like in that between 87, 88%.
I wouldn't give it that high, but it's still good though.
I really enjoyed it. I did. Like I said, I watched it again when I came home, and I went to the theater and I really enjoyed it. But watching it the second time, I really enjoyed it. I said, this is definitely a day one buy when it comes out on 4K. Like when they announced that Steelbook, I'm pre-ordering it, hands down. I'm ready to see how it looks in 4K because I'm sure it's going to look pretty good. The movie was shot pretty well. I don't know the director's credentials. Her name is Kate Shortland. I don't know anything that she's done. She's probably done some stuff that I probably heard of, but I'm sure people in the chat will tell me what she's done. But I think she did a good job. Obviously certain aspects of the movie we're going to talk about we have problems with. I had certain problems with some of the action sequence, the way they were shot, but we're going to get into that too. But I think she did a pretty good job with what she was given. Black Widow. I mean, Scarlett Johansson nailed the character like she has been for the last couple movies.
Yes.
And obviously for me, the standout was Florence Pugh and David Harbour. They stole the show for me
Absolutely.
in this movie. Let's say in my review, I those are my two favorite characters. And that Florence Pugh probably just a little tiny bit more than David Harbour. But let's go ahead and get into the spoilers. Like I said, we really enjoyed the movie. Like I said, we both have reviews on our channel. If you guys want to see our reviews, non-spoilers, go check those out. If you guys haven't seen the movie, like I said, this is a spoiler review. We're going to talk about spoilers. So if you guys haven't seen it and you guys don't want to get spoiled, hit that watch, put it on the watch later, come back and come watch us after you've seen the movie.
Yes.
But getting into the opening sequence, if you guys didn't know, it's take place in Ohio, which I am from. Well, we're both from Ohio. Which people in my theater was like, yeah, they was cheering. I heard clapping when Ohio popped up on the screen. And the credits was the opening for each title for where they were at was like reminiscent of Civil War. It just wasn't as big. Well, they were as big. I'm lying because the only one that was kind of small was Ohio. But like when they showed the red room, that was like big on the screen. But we basically get into their opening life of what Natasha and her sister was living with. And right off the bat, like my girlfriend was pretty confused. She like, is that they were parents? I was not talking because I was one that stepped to watch it because I didn't want to spoil. Like, no, this is all fake. I want her to get into the moment knowing that it's fake. I didn't want to tell her off the bat, like, no, this is staged. But basically, it's just basically just normal life as Natasha would think it is, or at least Yelena think it's a normal life. And David Harbour walks in and tells what's her name? What is Rachel Weisz's character's name? I can't think of her name. Melina. Okay. So Yelena, Melina. Okay. Basically, like I said, David Harbour's character comes in and says, we got about an hour to get the hell out of here. So they get out of there. They basically are running from SHIELD agents, which we heard later in the movie. They weren't SHIELD agents. They were Hydra agents, clearly, because if you guys haven't seen Civil or Winter Soldier, Hydra was underneath SHIELD the whole time. Hydra was basically building from the ground up from SHIELD. So we see SHIELD on the thing. Because I catch that the second time. I thought it was the FBI chasing them, but it was SHIELD that was chasing them. Which I could have put two and two together. But I do love the way this plays out. Go ahead. This is actually Steph calling me. Go ahead and continue. I'm about to mute myself real quick.
Okay. So yeah, they opened up in 1995, and David Harbour says we got to get out of here, and that was honestly one of my favorite scenes in the movie, just because it starts off very high octane and very action packed. I loved the fact that David Harbour's character was riding on the plane and shooting at the Hydra agents. I thought that was an excellent part of that particular scene. One thing that I didn't care for about that scene was Rachel Weisz in that scene. Even though she's pretty decent in the movie, I didn't really care for her in that scene because of I guess the way her performance was when she was wounded didn't really get me all like that. But other than that, the scene was excellent. We get we get an established relationship between the characters. We see how the maternal relationship is with Rachel Weisz and Natasha and Yelena. We see that they have a sisterly bond already, and I love the fact that they established that, and then they carry it on through the rest of the film. You're still muted, bro.
I see. My bad. I'm about to start talking. I totally forgot to mute my mic. But I like the opening scene. Like I said, I had to watch it again. I really enjoyed it. I love that we see all the dynamic between each character, what they are giving to what they were doing. Like obviously, Melina is the brains and the Red Guardian is the muscle. it was people were like surprised when he threw the thing open, like basically like tossed the tank. People might be like, "Oh shit!" I'm like, "Y'all didn't know he's got super strength. You guys didn't know. You guys don't know who this guy is. This is the Red Guardian, you guys." But
nobody knows who the Red Guardian is. We know, but
yeah. But like I said, I enjoyed this whole opening sequence to see that when we get to when they land in Cuba, at that point you could tell like this is fake, or this is, you know, it wasn't what it was built to be. These are basically just agents placed in this area to grab this thing, and now they're giving it to the bad guys basically. And I love the reaction of the young ScarJo talking about how she didn't want Yelena to be taken away because she didn't want her to go to the Red Room because she thought she was too young. And I love that whole scene. And then the credits is what got me. Usually we save the credits. Usually this will be at the end of the movie, but they just said, no, we're going to do it like a traditional movie. We're going to show the credits and show all the scenes and stuff, which I loved. I loved all the scenes.
Love that. I love the montage. I love
the montage, all the scenes and the song playing in the background. Like I'm a Nirvana fan, so when they started playing Smells Like Teen Spirit, I was singing right along. Yeah.
Although I wasn't quite fond of that version of the song, I still sang along. It's a great song, and I thought it was very, very appropriate for this type of movie and for Natasha's character.
Yeah. And then we jump into this is not present day. Like I said earlier, this movie takes place in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah, so
we jump back 21 years later. It's 2016. The movie where we flash back to was 1995. So it's 21 years later. We see Black Widow is basically getting prepared to be on the run, and she gets a call from Thunderbolt Ross, about basically, you know, trying to get her because she, you know, fucking went against the Sokovia Accords.
She violated the Sokovia Accords.
Them, attacked the King of Wakanda, and, you know, all this bullshit basically because she went Team Cap at the end towards the end of Civil War. And I kind of like that. This is kind of some typical spy shit where you think they're in a certain area, but no, I'm not in this area. I'm actually in another area because I put a certain device in another. This had kind of Mission Impossible vibe because Mission Impossible kind of did the same thing.
It was
actually Mission Impossible 5.
I thought about Bourne Identity too.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of those vibes. It has a lot of Bourne and Mission Impossible vibes, which makes sense because she's a spy technically. So like I said, it has a lot of those moments. So basically, Black Widow is in Norway. She's basically trying to hide out, lay low key. And I guess this is like her tech guy that she calls to make sure she gets things or something like that. The guy that she meets in the trailer where she's staying at. And here we go with the whole Budapest line about, you know, all this stuff at Budapest. This is another thing that they were talking about us because they was complaining about she was saying it wrong. So that's why this whole did you feel like the Budapest thing was taking on too long? I feel like they were just saying over. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It was just
I don't care. I don't care how you say it. Like I want to know what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
In Budapest, I don't care how you say it.
For sure. But basically, he just tells her that you got a whole bunch of mail. You can either throw it or you can do whatever with it. This is all the stuff from the Budapest file or the Budapest hideout. And so she's standing in this trailer, whatever. And is this where we cut back? Yeah, this is where we cut back into. Well, I skipped it. We cut back to Yelena as an adult now. She's working with the Black Widows, trying to take out another former Black Widow. And she got made, and now she's running out this Black Widow, and she gets her, but then she gets sprayed with this like red chemical
antidote.
That kind of like wakes her up. Because at this time, I didn't know. It took me a minute to figure out what's going on. I didn't know she was under mind control. So I thought when she got sprayed with something, I was like, okay, what's going on here? And it didn't take me till later. I'm like, oh, she snapped her out of what was going on.
That's one problem that I had. I thought that they should have expanded on Yelena being a Black Widow a little bit more than showing her for that.
They literally just drop us in.
And if
you don't know, if you don't know that's her, then you're gonna be out of the loop.
Yeah, yeah, and it creates confusion. You don't know what's going on. Like, why did
Yeah.
she spray that stuff in her face?
Mhm.
And I understand that you want to create some mystery to explain later in the story, but I felt like they moved through that sequence a little too
Too
fast.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, we get our MacGuffin. The MacGuffin of the movie is these pheromones that can literally
Mhm,
just snap you out of this kind of like hypnotism that you are controlled from being the Black Widow.
mhm,
So, like I say, going back to Natasha, um, Yelena got the briefcase with all the vials. She sent it to Natasha.
mhm,
But Natasha doesn't know. She literally just got the vials and stuff.
mhm.
Is this where we are? Did we already get a hint? Did we see Taskmaster already? Or do we first see Taskmaster when he blows up her car?
We
I
have
feel
not
like
seen
I
him
feel
yet.
like, I feel like we see him already because we see him looking at the movies or the tapes. Is that scene come before? I keep
Yes,
confused. Okay,
yes,
yeah.
you're right.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So like we already done
We
seen
haven't seen Taskmaster in combat yet, but
right. We
we've
see
seen
him
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the footage of which in the trailer it was different because we think we're in the trailer we're supposed to see the Taskmaster is looking at fighting style of Natasha.
Mhm,
But in the movie, he's actually looking at the airplane, the airport sequence.
mhm,
That's what he's looking at to know everyone's move. That's why if you look at all the people that he's mimicking, it's everyone that was in that fight.
mhm.
So it's Captain America, Black Panther, Hawkeye, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, and
Yeah,
Spider-Man. You see
yeah.
Spider-Man in there too. Obviously, Ant-Man, it doesn't do that much fighting, and Vision didn't do anything. And
Yeah,
Falcon is doing nothing but flying. So,
yeah.
um,
Taskmaster is supposed to be mimicking everybody in that fight, but
right.
we'll get into that
Right.
later.
Right. But I mean, for the people that he could see the combat of, I can
Yeah,
see that he was basically doing that. Could we see,
yeah.
like I said, I'm jumping farther in, but there's a sequence when he's fighting Red Guardian, and we see him do the night trick that Winter Soldier does when he's catching he drops the knife and catch it in midair. Like
Mhm,
those little sequence. Even in this sequence right here where we're about to get to, Natasha is driving and like this kind of made me jump a little bit because it came out of nowhere. Her car's going to get hit with a rocket launcher, and it
Oh
caught me off
yeah.
guard. I didn't see it coming because I haven't seen a trailer. I think it's in the trailer, but I don't remember seeing this. So he got Taskmaster blows up Natasha's car, and this is where we see obviously get a little reminiscence of who he's been looking at, and he
Mhm,
has a shield like Captain America, so he's mimicking a lot of Captain America's throws and tosses and
mhm,
stuff. And another thing which I caught the second time is when Black Widow grabs a piece of rope and wraps it around Taskmaster's leg, I think, and
mhm.
he cuts the rope and swings like Spider-Man, and does a
Yeah.
pose like Spider-Man, which I caught the second time. Like, oh, that's
I
like
didn't catch
Spider-Man.
that. I didn't
Yeah.
catch that.
So like when he cut the rope and swings and does the little like the like kind of like a cross pose, it's like
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah.
Um, but obviously we see what's behind the mask. We see that on Taskmaster's idolizing every pressure point of your body, which where you attack, where you're going to attack. Like I said, I caught this all the second time because you can't really notice this when you first see it because you're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But we see basically in the helmet, you see that Taskmaster's analyzing everything about the person.
Yeah.
And last, I love the scene where she tried to hit him with a hurricanrana, and then he comes back and does the exact same move, like literally, like how fast it goes. Like she does it, and
Yeah.
then you're
Yeah.
like, nope, you're not getting me. And
Like,
just
nope. He counters
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. And then they do obviously do the same jump where they do the kick onto the legs. They do the same
Mhm,
jump, which was pretty dope. Then I said they continue to fight. Natasha grabs the shield. She grabs the shield, try to reflect some
mhm.
stuff, and then, like I said, Taskmaster's trying to get the vials. And did you think the kick that he did to Natasha was pretty brutal? Brutal, the way he looked as he kicked her off the bridge. It looked
Yes.
pretty brutal. I'm like,
Yeah.
God damn, he kicked the fuck out of her. But he kicked her, and the Taskmaster think the vials are in there. She took the vials out of the briefcase.
Mhm.
So
And
now,
that part kind of bothered me a little bit. It was like
Yeah.
you didn't think that she had taken him out. So
Taking them out. Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
thought that she was just
Yeah.
gonna leave him there and let you
Yeah.
find him. Like, come on
Yeah.
now.
Like leave the briefcase at that. You don't think she would have took the
Yeah,
briefcase with her in the
right,
water?
right.
So like I said, she gets away with the vials and finds the picture of them as Yelena and her as sisters, which I didn't talk about
Mhm,
earlier. She grabs the picture and ripped it and give it to her and say keep it.
mhm,
So basically she gets the part of the um the pictures.
mhm.
And then this is where Black Widow goes to Budapest. And this is where I felt more like a boring thing, the way she's looking, the way she's running, like walking
Mhm.
away, And then even the way it's shot, it gets like a lot of overhead shots and a lot of far shots of the place. And then this is where we get our first altercation between Yelena and Natasha. She obviously has some stuff hidden. She grabs a gun where I guess she knew where it was. She must have hid it in that area.
Mhm.
And guys, I love this. Oh, I love this fight scene between Yelena and Natasha. It shows
Yeah.
that they basically have the same training, and they're both at the peak of their careers
Mhm.
as trained killers. And I love it come down to them trying to choke each other out. I'm like, okay, truce. Let's just call it quits. You know,
Yeah, because
um,
Natasha was about to kill Elena. She was like,
yeah,
hold on, Truce.
mm-hmm,
I don't want you to die.
yeah,
But that scene definitely reminded me of Born Identity when he was
yeah,
fighting the guy with the rolled up magazine.
mm-hmm,
But yeah, that was an excellent fight scene. I pretty much liked all the close combat scenes. There was just some scenes when Natasha was fighting Taskmaster where her whole body was CGI,
yeah,
and I'm like, why would they do that in close combat when we know that Natasha can do these moves with
mm-hmm,
precision? We know whether it's a stunt double or it's Scar Joe. We've seen her in close combat and it's not CGI. Why did they choose to do CGI for this movie in those scenes? So that
yeah.
kind of bothered me.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm not trying. I have a problem with it too, but I'm just thinking maybe it's just
Mhm.
because of how fast they really want the character to do the move, especially when it comes to Taskmaster.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah,
maybe it's
maybe.
just he has to do it at such a fast pace where we can't get the actor to do it as fast to make Taskmaster do it as fast. So,
Mhm.
but I agree though. But then this scene kind of went by pretty fast too because immediately as they're getting to talk to each other, the Black Widows literally just break in and start
Yeah.
chasing them. It kind of just happened so fast, which is cool. But I don't know if I talked to you about it, but this is why I agree. After watching the second time, I got a lot of Fast and Furious moments in this moment because they get out, they're getting chased by the Black Widows. One of the Black Widows actually falls and breaks their leg, and um
Yeah, that break was
yeah,
nasty. It
yeah,
looked like Conor
um
McGregor actually.
yeah, and then I can't, is it Dracoff? Is that his name?
Yeah, Dragoff.
Dracoff. Okay. Dracoff basically eliminates that Black Widow by mind control, makes her kill herself.
Mhm.
And like I said, this is where we get to the Fast and Furious moments where which I was watching somebody else talk about this, and I agree after watching it the second time. So they get to the motorcycle, and Taskmaster literally drives up in the tank, right?
Mhm.
And it's kind of like a video game moment where you're about to do a cutscene where it like
Yeah.
literally sits and stalls and wait for them to drive away. Did you catch that? You got to watch it again, but it's
No,
hilarious
I didn't
because
catch
the way
that.
the tank literally just like pops up. Obviously, it's CGI. It doesn't look really that good the way it just literally
Yeah.
just drives up.
Uh-huh.
But the characters are literally sitting on the bike looking at the tank. Like you would think Taskmaster wouldn't just stop. He would just continue to go.
Yeah.
But this part was a little over the top. But I did enjoy it though. I did enjoy this scene. Like I said, Taskmaster, all he did was shoot a couple arrows to stop them. But I thought it was hilarious him driving the tank. But people had problems with him driving the tank because he doesn't need a tank.
Yeah.
He doesn't need one. He doesn't need one. But I just think they just did it obviously just because they can do it. But we get them. They fall off the bike somehow. I guess they crash into something, and
Mhm.
they get into a nice little BMW truck. I say that nice because I did like the way the car looked. But this is where we get more of their banter, Yelena and Black Widow, where it's like Yelena's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to just sit here and duck and cover? He's like, my plan was to just drive away. And she's like, that's a terrible plan.
That's a terrible plan.
It's a terrible plan. And which I did enjoy all these moments. Obviously, going to get to another moment later, but Taskmaster blows up the car. Yelena is bleeding, and Natasha said, "No, don't wrap it up," because they use it as a diversion to think that they got into the underneath, but they're actually above ground, which was dope. And then
that's
we get
one thing that I do like about this movie. It actually shows how smart Natasha is.
Yeah. And then we get into a little more of Hawkeye, because actually they talk about Hawkeye in the apartment where she asks what bullets do that, and it was actually arrows because Hawkeye was shooting arrows. And then we get into they're actually hiding in that vent together.
Yeah,
you see in the background they're playing tic-tac-toe. Yeah. And then after that, is this where we go to the gas station? Is this the gas station scene where they're sitting there talking about, you know, what they were doing and stuff like that? Okay.
And Yelena mentions the pose. You know, like she's like, what's that thing that you always do with your head? Why do you always do that?
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Like, I'm gonna just get into it. Florence Pugh, Florence Pugh is my favorite character in this movie. She kills it with the comedy, with the banter, everything. Like, even like, I know I'm going farther ahead, but the scene where she's at the table talking about how she really thought it was real, I believed her. You know, I think she nailed that scene.
Yeah, she easily has the best performance in the movie. She steals every scene that she's in.
And like I said, I've seen her in other stuff, but very briefly. But I love her accent. I just love her accent. I love her accent in this. I do. She nails it. But going into that scene, it feel like this. Is they at the same gas station? They're at the same gas station where they're sitting at the table, right? This is still the same scene after they're in the gas station, talk about the pose, and then they're sitting there talking about, did you ever find your parents and stuff like that? This is still the same gas station. I feel like they went to two different places, but I think this is still the same place.
I think it's just at different times.
Right? Okay, so this is later in the day. And then I love that we get into Florence Pugh says, "You never tried to come look for me," and she said, "I couldn't do that. I couldn't come after you because I had to worry about the other Avengers." Like the big Avengers. And then she's bring up Thor. Like, I don't think the God of Thunder needs ibuprofen after a fight. Like, I don't have he can literally destroy me. So why would I come after you? And that's even any of the Black Widows or anything. Why would they go after Natasha? She's an Avenger. You know, so they have to worry about Hulk. At this time, they had to worry about Hulk at this time.
Right.
Because they in a relationship at this point. They were in a relationship at this time. So but going into further that, they finally just talk about this is where we finally get to talk about them going after the Red Room and taking down the Red Room. And like I said, I think they talked about Dreykov saying that he was supposed to be dead, but she didn't confirm a body. So that's how you know, if you don't see a body, they're not dead. Yeah. That's what anything, even in TV. If you don't see the character's body on screen, they're dead.
That's a rule in movies and TV. No body. No, if you can't confirm the kill, they not dead.
Exactly. But actually, this is another thing that brings back to the first Avengers too. Loki actually bring up this incident where he says Dreykov's daughter, and that's the one thing that she's been holding on to the whole time that she's trying to fix is that she killed his daughter. And that's another instance too. I think she said there was no body to confirm. How do you know if you didn't go, confirm it? Because she blew the place up. But now they say, okay, if he's alive, we got to go take him down. We have to go do this. And they talk about going to get, what is his name? I think somebody in the chat just told me. What is David Harbour's character's name?
Alexei.
Okay. I knew it was something. I should know that. It's that sounds like my name. It sounds like my name. They talk about going to get him because they think he might know where the Red Room is. And we cut to David Harbour in jail. And this nigga's literally arm wrestling everybody.
And
he's talking about
fighting Captain America.
Which doesn't make any sense because Captain America was in ice until like 2010.
Yeah, and the last guy that he arm wrestles points that out. He was like,
Yeah, like,
when did you do
when
that?
this
He was like,
happened?
oh,
Yeah.
this was in the 90s. He was like, well, Captain America was still frozen at that point. So
Yeah, and going back to that, people's bringing up theories about it could be Isaiah Bradley. That still wouldn't make sense. Excuse me, because he was only fighting as Captain America in like the like Vietnam and stuff like that.
Yeah, during the civil rights
Yeah,
movement.
do the civil rights movement. So that wouldn't make sense for it to be him either.
Right.
And it's weird because I know I'm going, like I said, I'm jumping in between scenes, but he's talking to Natasha like, do Captain America talk about me?
Yeah.
And I think he's trying to just ask that because he's trying to make up his stories, like trying
I think at this point he's been telling the story so long that he believes his own lies now.
Yeah. No, but I just thought that he was only asking her because to know that they're lies. Like he's been in jail this whole time. There's no way he was able to fight Captain America if he's in jail. So yeah. Going back into it, like I said, now we met up with the guy that she talked to about getting aircrafts and stuff, and they get a terrible ass jet or a terrible ass plane because he didn't have the time and the money to grab what he really wanted to grab them.
Right.
And basically they go on to break out Alexei from jail. And we get a scene where he talks to the guys about he got some packages. And one of them is action figure
in Guardian toy.
Yeah. And then it has actually an earpiece, and it's Black Widow telling them, "We about to break you out, bro. Just don't cause a scene." He ends up causing a scene.
Of course, he causes a scene
because he's an asshole. He causes a scene, and Black Widow know like, oh snap, now we gotta do all this extra stuff, which I did enjoy the sequence.
I did too.
I did enjoy the sequence. Like I said, this felt like it felt like a 007 Mission Impossible thing right here, especially with the avalanche. Like this is only a spy movie would bring up an avalanche. That would only be a spy thing. Like it's in the cold. It's surrounded by snow, mountains at that. And if you cause a loud explosion, you're gonna get an avalanche. Like it just only makes sense. Which it was, like I said, I love the way it was constructed. It was cool. Like I said, you obviously get Black Widow doing what she does, and then she does her little thing and drops down and does the pose. Harris Flores Pugh, like such a poser. And I was losing my mind. Like, oh my God, here we go. Keep talking about this. And it's basically a running gag throughout the whole movie because there's a scene where she, like she does it as well. She's just like, oh my God, I hate doing that. Oh my God, fuck. It's hilarious. But we get all the characters interacting with each other. We get Red Guardian breaking out. And he tries to do like some Captain America jumps, and he can't do it because he gets tased the one time. And like I said, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this scene too. Obviously, the Captain America him jumping off of a shield to jump onto something like how Black Widow did in the first Avengers as well. Yeah. So, as basically they like I said, avalanche hit calls, they break them out. Like I said, that's really the only significance of that scene. Like I said, we just get to see Red Guardian be Red Guardian, as strong he is. And then so I know I'm jumping the chat, but Latulo Moore says Captain America. He said Captain America would whoop Red Guardian's ass. That dude couldn't even beat Taskmaster. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But in Red Guardian's defense, he was old and fat. So
that's what I'm saying. But like I said, do you want to talk? You talking about Red Guardian as his prime, or are you talking about Red Guardian now? Because if you want to compare to at this time, Captain America is in his prime. Technically, in this stage, because this is after Civil War. Civil War, this nigga was literally dogging Black Panther and War Machine at the same time. So I mean, yeah, he would definitely kick his ass at this time. But getting back into the movie, we get a nice little moment with Natasha, Yelena, and Lexi in the helicopter, and they get a little explicit with what the Red Room does to them, because he asks, she hits him for no reason. Well, not for no reason, just because she doesn't, she's not really happy to see him. But she explains that, I can't have my time in a month because of what the Red Room does to me. And that's, I'm not going to go. I don't want to get demonetized. Basically, they do a surgery on them that, they can't have kids anymore. I don't want to get into it.
They sterilize them, basically.
They sterilize them, right. Which gets more involvement with in Age of Ultron. We find out that she can't have kids. We find out that they do this. So they lingered in on a little bit more about the whole situation.
Yeah.
And
And they explain that they do that because that's the one thing that could matter more than the
yeah,
mission
yeah.
is your kid.
It also can stop them from doing a mission.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, once they become pregnant, I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. You
that's
can't
it.
really do
Can't
nothing
even
now.
work anymore. But yeah, so um, going into it, they found out that Lexi doesn't know where the red room is, but he does know that Melina was working
Melina
for.
knows.
Yeah, Melina was working for Dreykov the whole time, and they're like, okay, we got to go to. I forgot where they was going to, but they're about to run out of fuel, which is I love this scene. And he's like, oh, we should make it, and she's like, okay. And you see a scene where the plane literally just drops out of the sky and lands. I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Because they didn't have enough fuel to get to where they needed to be, so they ended up walking the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And that's where we meet Rachel Weisz's character, which she still look as beautiful as hell. She hasn't really aged a day. And I just found out that she's married to Daniel Craig, which is great.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. But yeah, we find out that she sees them and invites them in, and yeah, it's a nice little family bantering again. Red Guardian, he says he has a lot of energy, and he tries on his suit, which is hilarious because you hear him grunting in the background. Everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on in there?" He comes out, he has his suit on. I say you obviously seen this scene,
very that was very Incredibles-esque. It definitely reminded me of Mr. Incredible trying to fit in his suit.
For sure. And then we obviously get the table scene of them, talking about how it was fake and how Black Widow talk about them being cowards, and then Melina explains about the whole mind control thing. This is basically without an exposition. That's the one thing I felt about. I had a criticism about Rachel Weisz's character. She was basically just there for explanation reasons, to explain everything about what's going on. She didn't really bring that much to the story besides exposition about how they can do what. And then it explained even more when, like I said, I'm going forward where they do the they do a switcheroo about everything, which is more explanation stuff. But
my problem with Rachel Weisz's character Melina was that she's been working for Dreykov this whole time, and it would seem that she knows what she's doing is wrong.
Yeah,
and the fact that she makes such a quick turn, that bothers me. They kind of just glossed over it, and then
but that's why I think it's not done. That's why I think it's more to that. It's more to it.
And then when they finally get to the red, not to jump around because we'll go back to it, but when they finally get to the red room, and then she does that quick turn again, it doesn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It's like that, like you said, there has to be more to that. She's done all this terrible stuff working for Dreykov, even though she's under mind control. I still feel like she should have some kind of consequence.
Yeah, but that's why I think that's why the ending, obviously, like I said, where I'm already cutting to the end, but that's why I think they just get away and they don't get captured. So we don't know. Obviously, the only person we know, the post-credit scene, is Yelena is working with Val, well, whatever her name is, the one chick from Winter Soldier that pops up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. Did you see the credit
Valentina?
Scene, right? Yeah. So that's the only reason how we know is we know that she's working with her. Because she asked, I need a raise, which is hilarious. She's like, you're not supposed to be following me on my holiday off. And then she looks at her with like a stare, like, I want a raise, which is hilarious. But going back to where we were at, basically we just get a whole bunch of exposition. We get a whole bunch of family bantering, which I did love this scene because
I love the dinner scene. I love the dinner scene.
Natasha was like, no, it wasn't real, it was bullshit, and Yelena's like, no, stop saying
no, it was real to me.
This was real to me. You were my mother, you were my sister, you were my dad, because at that time she didn't know. Like, I think
that's all she ever known.
Right.
Like this is my family. You're my mother, you're my father, you're my sister. So for you to tell me that my family isn't my family, who are you to tell me that? Like
Right.
this is my family.
Right. And so yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed the scene. And then we get another hilarious scene where she runs to the next room, and Alexi like, okay, I'll go talk to her. And they talk to each other, and then we get another hint of it. We get another line talking about the Crimson Dynamo. It was actually another Marvel character, which is hilarious that they threw that in there.
It's actually an Iron Man villain.
Yeah, who knows if they're actually gonna bring that into the MCU?
I doubt it, because when they did Iron Man 2, Whiplash was basically Crimson Dynamo with whips. That's pretty much who he was.
Okay, so basically it's another villain where they tie two origins together.
Yeah. They blended two characters together, but just called him Whiplash. But he was both.
Okay. Yeah, so that I like this little scene too, because she basically like, you don't care, all you care about, you talking about your glory days as a superhero that no one cares about. And it's just a nice little moment. And then Melina and Natasha, they're talking about bullshit, which I didn't hear the line that she actually called Dracoff already. Like she alerted them that they was there.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that till the second time. I guess I must have missed it. Because I was confused. I'm like, what's going on here? And then obviously they show up, which is another hilarious scene. That's why I say David Harbour is great in this movie too. Because he gets up and gets hit with a dart. You're like, oh, you think that's gonna be it? He get hit with like 10 other more darts to knock him out, because they know he's a big guy and he has super strength. Not one dart is gonna knock him out. So they literally like shoot him with like 5 or 6 darts, which was hilarious. That was like kind of like some Jim Carrey shit on the. I got some Jim Carrey vibes for that comedy right there. That was pretty hilarious. But basically, Yelena busts out and finds out Melina knocked out Black Widow, and Melina turned on everybody, and now they're heading to the Red Room. We find out the Red Room is actually a floating facility,
flying fortress
above the clouds, which it doesn't make any sense because you guys have helicarriers. You guys can't go as high as this fucking facility unless you have a cloaking device on these helicarriers. I digress. But this had a lot of 007 type vibes too, like 007 type stuff, which is actually a thing most people glossed over. Natasha was watching a James Bond film in her trailer. That's kind of the same reminiscent of what's going on in this.
Do you know which one she was watching?
I can't think about it on the top of my head. I'll have to probably watch another person break it down and talk about it. But
I was trying to pay attention to it, but it happened so quick. I couldn't tell which movie she was watching.
I watched another breakdown that to hear that, because I knew it had some significance. Because Marvel just literally don't just have a character watching something if it doesn't tie into a plot or something, or an Easter egg. It's like definitely an Easter egg, which it was. But like I said, we find out Dreykov's hiding this facility. Melina's been working with him the whole time, blah blah. They get into the facility, and like I said, we already got where she meets with Dreykov. And I know I'm about to skip ahead, but we get to Dreykov. I think Dreykov already knew that it wasn't Melina. Do you agree?
I don't. I disagree.
You don't think he already knew that it was Natasha by his dialogue or what he said to her? He says that even a mask can't hide that. Yeah. It's funny because I had to listen to the dialogue the second time I watched it, and I'm like, he knew. He definitely knew that wasn't Melina. That was Natasha. Yeah. By the way, he was feeling on her head and everything. The way he sat her down and everything, he knew like this is not.
Yeah, Melina. He went to go press the button and she blocked his hand.
Yep.
And that's when she was like, "Well, I guess you know already." So.
Yep. So basically they did a switcheroo, and Natasha basically wore a Melina mask. And it's funny because I watched another breakdown, and you could see the second time Yelena goes into the room, there's certain things missing. So like there was a red wig that was there, and there was a blonde brunette wig that was there, and both of those were gone. So basically showing that they already switched the route, and Natasha is actually Melina disguises her. So you know, she can get in. And then we get more of the, I guess, the flashback of what happened, how they did what, and she's explaining about everything. Like I said, more Melina explaining a lot of stuff, which I'm like, damn, she's just gonna explain everything, huh?
I mean, every movie has that character, so
yeah, for sure. But yeah, basically we just now this is all about the bad guys monologue, which it felt so generic.
It
basically
so
like
generic,
yeah,
so
we just got
pedestrian.
a whole about a monologue about what they're gonna do and what they've been doing and blah
and
blah blah.
I thought that was also a letdown because excuse me, I like Ray Winstone as an actor.
Yeah, he's really good.
However, that he was severely underutilized in this movie. It was almost a waste of his great talent, and just to have him be this regular run-of-the-mill bad guy. I wasn't really he lacked motives.
Yeah.
You know, he just wanted to
it's
to
not
be in charge.
It's not that
just for the sake of being in charge.
Yeah, it's not that he lacked his motivations weren't they weren't mind blowing. Yeah, they were very lackluster. It was very generic. And it like I said, this is one of my the big main criticism most people are saying is true. It's the villain. Dreykov is not a good villain. It just is. He's like I said, he's just a generic spy villain that can't do anything because he's old as dirt, and he has to hire assassins around him to fight. That's basically the whole thing. He can't do the fighting himself, so he has to take over a whole civilization of women to do it. Yeah, and basically that's been his whole goal.
And going in the chat, Ben Buster says like Robert Redford, but I think Robert Redford was written very well for that movie. And although they are similar, I will agree with that. They are similar. Robert Redford, the writing of his character was better executed than Dreykov. Primarily because over the grand scheme of things, the plan was bigger rather than just ruling or you know kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Just having every superpower in the world have to come to him. He's like, I can do this with the press of a button. And for Robert Redford, I forget what's the name of his character in Winter Soldier. I forgot.
I can't think of his name on the top of my head.
But for his character, it wasn't about power. Although he's a bad guy, he wants the power. At the end of the day, he truly felt that he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, but
really
Ben Buster's comedy. He said he meant a waste of talent. I don't think they wasted Robert Redford's talent. I think he was really good, and I think for the character he was portraying in Winter Soldier, I think his talent wasn't wasted.
I agree. I don't think his talent was wasted because his character was used in the capacity that it should have been used. It's different with Ray Winstone because one, he's barely in the movie, and when he finally shows up, you don't get anything from him other than just your run-of-the-mill want to rule the world. With Robert Redford, he at least had a clear motive of eliminating potential threats.
Yeah, he had a code.
Before they became a threat, and he genuinely believed he was doing the right thing. Right. With Ray Winstone, Ray Winstone's character, you don't get that.
Yep. And
that's what was disappointing about it for me.
I agree. But obviously, I had a lot of similarities too, especially this ending for Winter Soldier. Obviously, facilities are falling out of the sky. Taskmaster is a similarity to Winter Soldier, mind controlled person underneath someone else, assassin basically. And that's really obviously. And then you had Black Widow in both of these movies. But basically we get to and then I didn't talk about Dreykov have his pheromone in his office where she sniff it, she can't hit him. And then obviously she leads. Melina tells her, she tells her he's gonna have the sperm on there. You have to break your nose in order. You have to basically break your nose in order to not be able to touch him. And I love that it feel like she kind of lingers on. I think she could have did this, because there's even scenes where she's attacking Dreykov and he's hitting her. I'm like, okay, here we go. This is where her nose is about to get broken, but it doesn't happen. She ended up slamming her head on the damn desk, and now he's able to hit her.
Saying you aren't as strong as I thought you were, so I got to finish it myself.
Yeah. But I did like that moment, because then, like I said, I didn't even catch that she took the ring off till I watched the second time, when he holds her hand. She grabs his hand and takes the ring that was able for her to activate to get to the program.
I didn't catch her actually taking the ring off, but I knew she was going to take it off at some point, because they did a close up of his hand. I was like, they wouldn't have done that close up for no reason. So she's going to take that ring off.
Yeah. Like I say, it took me the second time to figure out, because I'm like, how did she get it? Did she like do like a sneak move? No, she got it where she grabbed his hand. But I didn't want to. Now we're on that part. Let's talk about the reveal of Taskmaster. We find out it's actually Dreykov's daughter. Dreykov's daughter has been Taskmaster the whole time, which I probably did get. Not saying I got spoiled, but I think people were talking about it was going to be a woman that's actually going to play it. I'm like, oh, okay. But I kind of disregarded it, because I'm like, okay, it could really be anybody. But then it revealed to be Dreykov's daughter. What were your thoughts when you were sitting in the theater? Were you surprised, or were you like, oh yeah, you saw it coming, or were you disappointed?
Before we get to the reveal, I was already disappointed with Taskmaster.
Yeah,
because
I wouldn't say. I guess I enjoyed the way he was portrayed without the reveal, like of him just being like kind of like, out here, the way he was fighting and stuff like that. I enjoyed that. But then once it turned around to be his daughter, it kind of dropped the ball for me. Like it went down a little bit layers.
Yeah, like I said, before the reveal, I was already disappointed with how they used his character, because in the comics, he's a mastermind. He's intelligent.
Yeah.
And he's also a master combatant. In this one, he was just an errand boy that could fight. She was just an errand boy that could fight. And so I was already disappointed. So
she was the Terminator.
Yeah. So once we got to the reveal, that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. The reveal was not the problem. It was everything else before the reveal that was the real problem.
Yeah. I know I'm jumping into the chat, but Ben Buster said, I heard some saying Taskmaster should have been Hawkeye.
For a split second, I thought it was going to be Hawkeye. For like half a second, I thought Clint was going to show up.
To me, that wouldn't have made sense to me.
It would have been better than Dreykov's daughter.
It would have been better, but it wouldn't make sense timeline wise, because technically he's in jail, and we obviously know he takes the deal with to get out. So I don't think that would have made any sense. It would have been nice to see it. That would have been a great reveal. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been
reveal.
The theater would have erupted like,
that would have been amazing. Yeah, that would have been an amazing reveal, but I don't think that would have made sense timeline wise. But like I said, once that reveal happened, I was like, I kind of seen that coming. That was going to be her. And then it's more of a dynamic now. She feels bad because like, oh shit, I thought I killed her. Now her face is all fucked up, and now she's a fucking robot. But basically, Dreykov sends Taskmaster away, and that's when you find out she can't hurt him. And he goes into the big monologue, blah blah. Now we're getting into Red Guardian and the fake Natasha, to reveal to be Elena, which was hilarious because he's literally basically letting his heart out to Natasha, and it turns out to be Melina the whole time. And like it was kind of hilarious because he's like on the glass and it just opens up, and he's like, yeah. What the fuck? He's like, what did I do? And obviously, like I said, it was Melina because she has control of everything. She knows everything about the facility.
Yeah.
And basically, okay, we got to land this thing. I know how to do it. I know how to land it, you know, because we're going to land it too. You know, we got Ross is coming. We got to land this thing. And that's another thing, too. Another theory we're going to talk about later with Thunderboss Ross and, you know, the Val chick and even with Melina. But like I said, they obviously come up with this plan to land the thing. And Melina gets kind of stuck and she gets captured and goes into the main engine and gets cornered and she ended up blowing it up anyway. She basically ended up blowing the engine and now it's basically just falling apart.
I thought she was gonna die in that scene.
Really?
Yeah. And that goes back to my point that I made about the conclusion of her arc. I kind of feel like she should have died.
But that's why I might as well just get into my theory. I think she's gonna be working with Ross and Val to recruit assassins to work for them. So if you notice, she already got Yelena. She technically has what's his name from Falcon Winter Soldier, and I think what's his name?
U.S. agent.
Yeah, U.S. agent. She already got him, and now, like I said, I think the end credit scene is a smoke screen. I don't think she wants Yelena to go after Hawkeye. I think she wants Yelena to recruit Hawkeye to be a part of whatever team she's trying to build of assassins or spies or whatever. That's my theory. Yeah, that's my theory of what she's trying to do. Which is interesting because that would be dope, you know, to get a Dark Avengers movie, you know, with all these killers and assassins and stuff like that, to do kind of like a Suicide Squad thing, you know, basically. But we'll see what they do. But that's just my theory, because I think, like I said, with Melina's character, she did that for a reason. She didn't just blow up that facility just to get away. She did it because I can blow this up, I can get away, and I can still end up working for the good guys. Because there's no evidence. There's no evidence that she worked for them. But like I said, we're obviously moving forward. Now the facility is breaking down. We haven't talked about the fight between Red Guardian and Taskmaster, which was not that much going on, I guess. I mean, they were tossing each other around or whatever. Like I said, you get a lot of reminiscences of Taskmaster doing some of the fights, you know, that he learned. Like you get the Black Panther claw thing, and like I said, you get the one thing she learned from Winter Soldier. But then she get locked into one of the cells. She gets locked into one of the cells, and Red Guardian obviously gets away. And like I said, I don't know what happens after that. Like, Yelena gets away because she was about to get, I guess her brain was about to get wiped out or something. And then she gets away. And I guess they all meet up, and Natasha gets ambushed by all the Black Widows. No, Yelena has the vials, and she's about to go to the Red Room, but the Red Room has already been evacuated to go to Dreykov's office. Right. And Yelena's like, okay, now she went to there. Now she knows where to go. She goes to Dreykov's office as well to follow the Widows. And all the Widows is jumping Natasha, which was okay. Natasha was trying to hold her own, but she got overrun. Because I didn't like that either. Yeah, I didn't like the way it was shot.
They wasn't really jumping her. It kind of felt like you know how when a person is fighting more than one person, how they all kind of just wait their turn
like one hit,
fight. One hit. I kind of got that vibe from the Batman games when you're fighting all the thugs and each thug is waiting their turn to hit you. I wasn't feeling that. I thought it could have been done better.
Yeah, but what I was about to say. Okay, then we get Yelena throws 2 vials in the air. I guess she shoots it or something because it just explodes for some dumbass reason, and then all of them get unhypnotized, and now they basically are free. Yeah. Dreykov gets away with all his men. They're getting into a helicopter. Yelena finds out that where he's at, like I said, the facility's already breaking down or whatever. And Yelena is I guess she had a rocket launcher or something, or some grenade or something, and blows up the helicopter, and that's how Dreykov dies. I got a lot of X-Men 2 vibes with this guy, where he was like a weak striker.
Yeah, he felt like a discount striker.
He's a discount striker a little bit. Because he has like, if you want to think about X2 had the other well, I forgot what her name is. Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike, yeah. She was the hypnotized assassin, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
He kind of looks like Brian Cox a little bit in this movie.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. I say he dies from the explosion, and I kind of love the line. She's like, "This would be a great way to die."
Great way to die.
Like, she's been saying that throughout this whole movie because she says it earlier with the avalanche. She's like, "That would be a excellent way to die." Yeah. And then she talks about sitting on the bed.
The table. She was like, "This is not a cool way to die.
This is not a cool way to die." Which, like I said, Florence Pugh nails this movie. She does. And then we get what Mr. Rigby said. That's exactly what I thought. Dollar Store Striker. Right. So then Black Widow jumps out, saves her, grab the parachute. And people have problems with this too. Like, oh, how did she just get a parachute randomly? I'm like, they're in a fucking facility that's in the air. Why wouldn't parachutes just be flying while you're running around? But
yeah, I'm pretty sure parachutes are readily available in a flying fortress.
They're the flying fortress. I'm sure parachutes are available everywhere. But I guess I didn't go to the scene. She sees Taskmaster in the facility and is like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you out. I can help you." Blah blah. And obviously, no, bro. She's a trained assassin. She's hypnotized. She wants to kill you. And they get out. They somehow, I guess, the explosion hits them or something like that. Like I said, she gets out. Like I said, I already passed the part with Yelena. She saves Yelena with the parachute, and then Taskmaster is like going after them in the sky, and which I wanted more of this scene where them going against the debris and fighting on the debris, but it was just a quick glimpse.
It was so quick. It was good, but it was too quick.
It's basically like what we see in the trailer. That's basically what we got.
Yeah,
that's basically what it was. Yeah, and then they just land on the ground safely, I guess, because I don't know how they end up landing safely, because I don't think any of the one had parachutes.
Yeah, but that's the thing about the whole third act, and I mentioned this in my review. It feels like once they got to the third act, they flipped a switch and remembered that they were a comic book movie, so they had to make everything much bigger, and it almost felt too big for the kind of movie that they were telling.
Yeah, because it's technically with this character, it should be grounded because she's not a superhero. Like they had her literally doing a lot of things she wouldn't survive. She was not a superpowered being. Like when the car explodes, when they're in the BMW and it literally flips and goes into the subway, there's no way she would survive that. Even the explosion earlier when Taskmaster blows up the Jeep, the little combat car she in when she was in Norway, there's no way she would survive that. There's no way. But I mean, it's a superhero movie. Like I said, we just left Fast and the Furious, but these guys are literally jumping from cliff to cliff. So, I mean, all these movies, all bets are off, I guess. But like I said, we get to a nice confrontation between Taskmaster and Natasha. Natasha does a lot of stuff that she been looking throughout the whole thing. Like she noticed that how to open up the helmet was through, like, someone said her Buzz Lightyear light sleeve. So basically she just knew how to hit that to open up the helmet, to release the helmet so she can do the little flip pose that she did earlier and hit the bottle so she can be unhypnotized. And so at this point, I thought she was gonna die. I thought she was dying after she got hit with the bottle, because I thought she had a special type of thing where she was, the only way she was staying alive was with her being hypnotized by him. But somehow she's not. And a lot of people have problems with this too. Reactions at no spoilers for Fast 9. Like I said, that the part I just talked about is in the trailer. But it's in the trailer for Fast 9 actually. But this is another thing people have problems with, that the widows got away and they just literally just land. They came back, and like, why didn't they do anything? You know, while Natasha's doing all this stuff. They literally just
it was like, hey guys,
and they
see you later, guys.
We got a plane, but then we're gonna come back because we see you guys need help. Like, okay,
it was literally high and by.
Yeah. So, but it was cool that they came back to save everybody, and I think Taskmaster, at least, not the daughter, but I think we're gonna see another iteration of Taskmaster. I don't think what we got here is the definite Taskmaster. I do believe there's gonna be another iteration of him. I said maybe not the same costume, or at least right. Like I said, that's why I don't think they killed off at least the iteration of that character. So yeah, obviously it ends. The family is now a family now. They forgave each other. I did love the interaction between Yelena and Natasha, where they reminisce something from earlier in the movie where they look at each other from upside down, say, "Oh, you're upside down now. Oh, we're both upside down."
Yeah, we're both upside down.
Yeah, and then they whistle to each other just like the opening. You know, that's basically their high or by. And basically it ends. General Ross is about to pull up, I guess, to arrest her, or I guess maybe not to arrest her. Who knows? Because it just goes to black, and then we cut back. Who knows how long? Because now she has the blonde hair. We didn't. That's nothing. I forgot to talk about the vest. We find out where the vest comes from.
Where the vest came from? Yeah.
That's what's her sister's vest, and I love that scene. She talked about I love all the pockets. I love
all the pockets.
The pockets. Oh my god, so many pockets, and I love that. I just love she just.
I really loved every time she was on screen. Yes, like she Luke said it. She stole the show. She stole the entire movie. It felt like a backdoor origin for Yelena's character. Like I know this is Black Widow, but for a lot of the movie, it felt like Yelena's movie. And I was okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, she nailed it. She nailed it, in my opinion. This technically was her movie. That's why the movie is just called Black Widow. It's not called Natasha Romanoff. It's called Black Widow. Because they're all Black Widows. They're all Black Widows. It's just obviously this is the Black Widow we knew. And I think it's like I said, it's not just her movie, even though Natasha is the lead, but I do
kind of like 007 and James Bond. 007, a title that anyone can be.
Right. So like I say, cut the black. We go to she has the blonde hair, and she's basically fit for obviously Civil War because she talked about breaking people out of jail. Now she's talking about everyone, Falcon, Sam, yeah. So basically it just ends basically where Infinity War about to start. So I was talking to my dad. I'm like, basically when this movie come out, when I get it digitally, watch it in between Civil War and Infinity War.
That's one thing.
You watch it right after Civil War.
Yeah, that's one thing that I did really like about the movie, that it perfectly fits in between those movies. Even though I feel that this movie is 7 years late.
Yeah,
we should have got this after Winter Soldier. However, it does fit right in there with those movies.
Like I said, watching it chronologically, you're not gonna get disregarded because it literally takes place after Civil War. They talk about the events like it literally just happened
immediately after.
So so like I said, this it's gonna be definitely a good watch to watch between, because it's not like it's like I said, it doesn't take place after Infinity War. It's nothing like that. So it's not like an off-world story. Like it literally takes place in between it, which I did enjoy. Like, it made me want to watch Infinity War after watching this movie.
I'm trying to wait until I do my review, but I like you said, it made me want to watch it. I'm strongly considering watching it.
But getting into, I think that's the end, right? It ends with that.
We already talked about the post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene, we get Yelena at the gravesite. This is obviously my guess, either 2023, 2024. This is after the snap. And my guess she didn't get snapped. That's my guess. And because she looks a little bit older. I don't know if they de-aged her a little bit, because she looks a little bit older in this scene than she did earlier and previously.
I think her hair is just longer. That's it.
Yeah, that could be it. Maybe it's just the way she just looks as a person. But she looks a little older to me in this scene. Basically just she gets a tablet from Val, and basically she wants her to go after Hawkeye. Like I said earlier in the stream, I don't think she wants Yelena to go after Hawkeye. I think she wants to get recruited. I think she wants to go recruit him for their little whatever she got going on, because she definitely is doing something, because she says in Falcon Winter Soldier, it's about to get weird. It's about to get weird. Some shit's about to go down. Who knows what the fuck is going down? But
for sure,
we're gonna find out. And I guess we'll find out in the Hawkeye series, because Hawkeye is getting the series. And I'm guessing that we haven't got any trailer, any announcement what's going on. I'm sure they wanted to wait till this movie come out to all that to release stuff.
Right, because that post-credit scene is going to lead right into Hawkeye.
Right. So yeah, that's our spoiler review. Like I said, we both liked the movie. We both enjoyed it. I would recommend going to see it in theaters. What you would
Yeah.
recommend going to see it in the theaters? Like I said,
I would recommend it. I know we got a few people in the chat that were like really hard on the movie, but
yeah,
listen, this is what I have to say. The MCU does not make bad movies. Are all of them great? Absolutely not.
no,
But none of them are bad. You can like it or dislike it because it's art and it's all subjective, but I don't think that Black Widow is a bad movie. It is just flawed a little bit more than other movies.
yeah.
So yes, that being said, it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and I'm seeing some of the chat. Ben Buster says 4 out of 10 for him. Ben Buster asking, will she recruit Kate Bishop?
Perhaps she could try. She'll probably try. I don't know if she'll actually do it, but
that said, now we got some Fast Furious stuff talking. We ain't about to go into that. I'm just looking through the comments. We're not going to go that much in the comments because we're already about to go 2 hours in. I don't want to go that much because I still want to go into some physical media stuff. But yeah, that's our thoughts on not Fast. Yeah, I'm about to say Fast and Furious because you guys start talking about Fast and Furious in the
Black Widow.
But Black Widow. That's our spoiler review for Black Widow. Like I said, let me know, guys, in the chat what you guys thought of it. Like I said, all film is subjective, but still be nice in the comments, you guys. Ben Buster says, for me, it's more of the fan base that turns people off of these movies. What? So you mean, are you talking about that we praise it more than what it's supposed to get? Or like, that, because that's, I could see people saying like, oh, like me and you talked about it saying, when every new thing come out, it's the best thing. Like that's the one thing we're not saying. This isn't the best thing.
Yeah, people definitely do that for Marvel movies, especially the diehard Marvel fans. I could agree with that, but like I said, I don't think Black Widow. Obviously, I did my review, but I don't think Black Widow is a 4 out of 10 because that would make it because it to me it's better than Thor: The Dark World, and I liked it better than Captain Marvel.
Me too. Yeah,
and
sure.
and neither one of those are a 4 out of 10 to me. So
yeah, for sure. But that's the thing. Like if you want to judge it just based off the MCU. It's still not the worst. Like I said, it's better than Captain Marvel. It's better than to me. I liked it a little bit better than Incredible Hulk. I know that might be a hot take, but I did like it a little bit more than Incredible Hulk. I liked it better than Iron Man 2.
We seem to have some people in here that really like the Incredible Hulk, which surprised me because I think we kind of touched on it last episode.
Yeah, but
Mr. Levy said Marvel has its hits and misses. They aren't all they're not all perfect, but
go ahead.
Yeah, go on my bad. But I don't think that they make anything that's bad. Yeah, I haven't walked out of one movie I said that was terrible. I didn't like it at all. There were no redeeming qualities about it. I haven't said that for one Marvel movie. I just think that
like going back to the early 2000s, bro. It's not as bad as Daredevil. It's not as bad as Fantastic Four, Rise of Silver Surfer. It's not as bad as Hulk. It's not as bad. Like I said, I know this is. If we got some young people in the chat that don't see these movies, but this is what we grew up on.
We grew up on some trash.
Like this is not as bad as, like I said, I'm sorry. I know this is probably the worst superhero movie of all time. This is not as bad as Batman and Robin. It's not as bad as Howard the Duck. Like we got terrible superhero films. And when people say that this is not as good, I'm saying, think about what we came from than what we have now. And like I said, that doesn't regard saying it doesn't have its problems. Yes, it does have its problems, but it's not as bad. That's X-Men 3. Like I said, and to me, that is bad, but it's enjoyable to watch as just an action film. It's not a good X-Men film.
Yeah, it's passable. X-Men 3 is passable.
Yeah, like it's not X-Men Origins bad. We got X-Men
Yeah,
Origins, guys.
X-Men Origins is one of,
Like
in
that's
my
one
opinion,
of the
is one
worst
of the
movies
worst
ever made.
superhero movies ever
Like
made.
it's not Green
And
Lantern bad, you guys.
yeah, also one of the worst superhero movies. Those movies are 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10, 4 out of 10. But Black Widow, I think 4 is a little bit too low. Like I said,
And then
you all are entitled to your
like
opinion.
going to Ben Buster's comment, would you say that about DC films? Yes.
Yes, they're hit or miss. Yeah,
I
they're
just
hits or
named two
miss.
of them.
Yeah.
I just named two of them off the bat. Shit. Suicide Squad is not good, bro.
Yeah, it's not
Suicide Squad is
good.
not a good movie, and I wish I can go back and do that review again because the movie's not good.
I agree. I agree.
Clearly,
I thought about that one day, and I was like, dang, I really gave Suicide Squad an 8 out of 10. What was wrong with me? Was I drunk that day?
yeah. I mean, look at Joss's League. Joss's League. Yeah, Joss's Leagues, man. His shit is not good. It's not. I mean, obviously compared to Zack Snyder's, but I mean, if you really look at it if you watch it and see it, like it's terribly rushed.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Obviously the
all I say
is terrible.
Is this, just put it in the proper context. Just put it in the proper context. If you don't like it, that's fine. But like Alex said, it's better than all of those movies we just named, which for the most part people hate.
Right. So obviously, like I said, that's it for our Black Widow discussion. Like I said, if you guys want to chat about it in the chat or in the comment section below, go ahead. Just be nice to each other. Let's go ahead and obviously get into our physical media discussion. If you guys didn't see my Blu-ray hunt video, I guess I'm going to show you guys some of the titles I picked up. I went to Barnes & Noble for the Criterion sale. I picked up 3 titles. Show them off real quick. One title Jamel recommended me, and then 2 of them I was on my list. So I picked up Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the Criterion.
Nice.
I picked up 12 Angry Men because everyone, especially if you have a Criterion collection, says you need to buy this. And I heard this is a really good movie. So it's been on my list for as long as I can remember. I just never was able to find it at Barnes & Noble. I know they had it online, but I didn't want to get it online because I didn't want to have to worry about shit getting fucked up in the mail. So I wanted to buy it with the sale. And then the last thing was Straw Dogs. I think obviously I knew they remade this, but this is the original with Dustin Hoffman. He recommended me that. So 3 new Criterions added to the collection. And then we got some DC films. Got Reign of Superman and The Death of Superman. I'm trying to get them both in frame. So yeah. Pick those up because John recommended them, saying obviously I'm trying to get all the DCAU movies. I say DC.
Death of Superman is a great film. Reign of Superman is not so great, but it's not bad.
And then I did get some FYE. I did get some FYE pickups. Did I get some FYE? Oh yeah. I picked up, this is probably a random, but I picked up Charlie's Angels.
That is random.
It was only $5, and I have the second one. I don't have this one though. So, and I know they have a 4K release of this, but I'm not a huge fan of buying 4K. Thank you. So I just bought, like I said, I bought the Blu-ray. It was only $5 at FYE. Why not? And then I picked up American Graffiti. This is actually a George Lucas film. The movie that he made before Star Wars. It has Harrison Ford in it as well. His first role. And that's the only reason I picked it up. I haven't seen it, so I just picked it up because it has George Lucas directed it. And that's everything I picked up. Obviously, the newest release that came out. There it is. I picked up the newest one is Scott Pilgrim. Did you watch it yet?
Yes, I did.
I still haven't watched this in the plastic.
It looks really good on 4K, but I won't lie, I was a little disappointed.
Okay,
just a little bit, but it still looks better than the Blu-ray.
Yeah. Then also I picked up Batman and Harley Quinn. I don't know if you saw that I picked this up, but I did pick this up. It was only $5.99 at half price books. And then I picked up a Screen Factory Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I was surprised it actually came with a slipcover from Amazon because I think this is a very old Screen Factory release. Then I picked up this I guess it's a documentary called Side by Side. Can film survive our digital future? It got all these directors. We got James Cameron, David Fincher, George Lucas, David Lynch, Robert Rodriguez, Martin Scorsese, Steven Soderbergh, and it's produced by Keanu Reeves. And they're basically talking about digital, going against film, the way movies are made.
I would like to watch that.
Yeah. So it was recommended me by Alex Laba. I did a video with him and he recommended it. So I seen it. I'm like, nice. I got to pick it up. Nice. I wish I had a slipcover, but it is what it is. I don't know if you probably don't have any of your releases because obviously we plan on doing just these two things, but I know you probably don't have any of your releases next to you. But
I don't. They're all on the shelf, but I will be making a Blu-ray update video on Tuesday because I picked up quite a bit lately. So
yeah. Like I said, I probably won't be my next Blu-ray update video probably won't be until probably like next 2 weeks actually, because obviously Tuesday I'll be doing a Blu-ray hunting video and I'll be showing off what I picked up that day. So I probably won't do another Blu-ray update video, probably not till another while until I get a lot of titles. It only wait till I get a certain amount of titles. When I start getting a big stack, that's when I'll do it. Yeah, so. That's it. I mean, like, I know what you picked up. If you guys want to check out what he picked up, he's uploading a Blu-ray update video on his channel. Go check out Smooth J Stew. Just go ahead and search his channel. That'll be on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
I got some codes to give away.
Yep, here we go. Let's get it. Live Q&A and giveaways. I was about to ask you that. Like, I know you got some codes that you need to give away.
Oh yeah.
The great thing, I think these came with codes, John.
Nice.
And I'm about to use them. Sorry, you guys. I'm about to use them. Yep. That the Superman came with a code. Let's see if the Reign of Superman came with a code. Because I don't think any of the DC movies besides the ones I bought new came with codes. Let's see if this came with a code. No, it didn't.
No. Oh.
It's just a survey code.
Boom.
Yeah. It's just a survey code. I got excited, but it's all right. I love the slip, though. The slip is embossed. Like it's embossed.
Yeah, that slip is nice.
And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I seen them both together, and they both had slip covers, and they both was $8 a piece, which was funny. Gotta love the exchange. Somebody actually sent me an Instagram message, was like, "Hey, I seen you went to South Park Mall. I moved from Broadville Heights to Miami. I think he lived in Florida now. He's like, it's so great to see that you can go there because I don't think they have any FYEs all like that out there."
Yeah.
He's like, oh, that's great that you guys still have those. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Hopefully subscribe to the channel.
We got a few down here. The closest one to me is like 50 minutes away.
Ooh.
But that's on the street though. That's not on the highway. On the highway, right. It would take me a shorter amount of time.
Is it in the mall?
Yeah, it's in the mall.
It's in what the fuck is the big mall called? Okay.
No, it's not. It's not in the Mall of Georgia.
It's okay. No, I'm saying the other mall?
Oh, it's in Sugarloaf Mills. It's a smaller mall, but it's a nice mall though. But yeah, let's get into these codes. I got 5 codes to give away. Some of them I mentioned before, so hopefully we got some people in the chat that actually
13 people in the chat. We got 13 people in the chat. So if you guys want these codes, these are the rules. Like I said, they're up for grabs. So if you guys, the first person that DM
first come, first serve.
First come, first serve, you get the code. So he's gonna announce the codes, and whoever DM Smooth J Stew on Instagram gets the codes. What are they, buddy?
All right, I got Godzilla versus Kong.
Ooh,
I know somebody want that. I got Dread.
Oh, nice.
I got Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
What? That didn't get snagged up yet?
Go figure. I got Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Nice. Yeah, somebody about to grab that too.
I have The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Nice.
One more time. Godzilla versus Kong, Dread, Willy Wonka, Scott Pilgrim, Hitman's Bodyguard. Hit me up on IG at Smooth J Stew, all one word. 1 code per person.
Yes, sir.
And just like that, Scott Pilgrim is gone.
I told you. Nice. Nice. Like I said, that's it. We do this every week, you guys. So if you guys want to get a free code, we do giveaways every week. When John buys a new movie, he doesn't use the digital codes. Sometimes he hooks me up. If I don't get the movie, he'll hook me up with the code. Sorry, you guys. But like I said, if you guys want a code, we'll be giving away on here. Obviously, I'm pushing on 3K. So I'll probably be doing a live stream when I hit 3K subscribers. And I'll be doing some giveaway of some codes as well. So if you guys are ready for me to hit 3K, ready to see that live stream, I'll be announcing it, obviously, when I hit 3K. And I'll be doing a live stream. And I'll be giving away some codes. Like I said, I probably have a lot of codes that I have not used that I got duplicates of, so I can get rid of those. And I don't think the date on the code, I don't think some of them really matter. It depends on what the thing is. Because some of the dates, they say they expired. Sometimes they don't. I've definitely used codes that were supposedly expired and they worked. So, like I said, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be probably giving away some codes that day. And you guys come hang out with me and chat with me. Like I said, thank you guys. I appreciate all you guys for helping me hit 3K. If you guys are new to the channel, please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. So yeah.
Willy Wonka's gone.
Oh, nice. Mr. Rigby said, I don't have an IG. Can I get hooked up if I ask politely?
Yes, you can get hooked up if you ask politely. I got Godzilla versus Kong, Dread, Hitman's Bodyguard.
Yeah, I don't know how you're gonna. I don't know how you're gonna get the code, Mr. Rigby, if you don't have an IG.
Oh yeah,
how are you gonna get the code? Because we send it through IG. Like we take a picture of it and send you through that way, Mr. Rigby. So I don't know how you're gonna get the code. Unless you comment on the video or comment on one of his videos or something.
Yeah,
I don't know how you're gonna do it because he could probably text you the code, but through a chat. But you need to hurry and be ready. So yeah. Kay said he DM'd you.
I'm going to look right now.
All right. So yeah, I mean, like I said, each week we do giveaways. Like I said, we do giveaways. Like I said, this is usually a live Q&A section, but this is towards the end of the show. This is usually where we're about to close out the show. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I know my boy John is giving away another code. So yeah, shout out to Jason Carr. He says, proud to be a subscriber. Right? Thank you so much, sir.
Godzilla versus Kong is gone.
All right. Yeah, these codes are going by quick today. They ain't usually never go this quick. Time.
I ain't never gave away 3 in one episode.
Nice. Well, I like to see. We got some people in the chat though. Shout out to everybody. We got 11 people in. We've been steadily on 11 to 13 people in the chat. Shout out to all you guys that stay.
I think we have 14 in here at the most. I think today.
I seen 16. Today.
16? Okay.
Yeah, I seen 16. I seen about 16 people in here today. So thank you guys for checking out the stream. Like I said, if you guys are new to Nerd Talk, we'll be doing this every Sunday. Unless, like I said, last Sunday was different because of the holiday. So we end up not doing it on Sunday. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. John, I'm gonna take it to you, and you can tell everybody where to find you on all the different social medias.
Yeah, you guys know where to find me. Smooth J Stew on Instagram, and I'm also Smooth J Stew on YouTube. I do movie reviews, 4K reviews, Blu-ray update videos, and I will soon be starting my own live streams called Studio Time, which is basically a YouTube live stream kind of talk show deal where I'll be inviting different guests and we'll have a specific topic to talk about, as well as live Q&A and a top 5 draft where me and a guest will pick 5 of our favorite things from a particular category. And once the pick has been made, that pick can't be picked again. So it'll be fun. I'll be doing more giveaways on there. Just look out for that. That's actually going to be starting next week, and the first guest is none other than Alex Thomas. So once again, let's give a round of applause for Alex Thomas for almost getting to 3,000 subscribers. He's probably going to get it before the night is out. So let's give a nice round of applause in the chat for Alex Thomas. But yeah, so he's going to be the first guest on that. You can find me at Smooth J Stew on YouTube and Instagram. Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and hope everybody is ready for a studio time. I ran out of things to say, Alex. We got K saying great live. Subscribe to Smooth J Stu. Thank you. Hope you got that code I sent you, bro. Yep. So while we waiting on Alex to return, go back in the chat and see if you guys want to continue to chop it up until he gets back. Yeah, once again, thanks everybody for coming into chat with us on Nerd Talk. We greatly appreciate it. And
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I had internet problems. My internet got disconnected.
Yeah, I was like, where did he go?
Yeah, my bad, you guys. My fucking internet got disconnected. God damn it.
Yeah, I ran out of stuff to say, so it got quiet for me.
That's my bad, you guys. My internet got disconnected. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I just heard nothing. Like I heard like blank, like, oh shit, what just happened?
Yeah.
But K, yes, deep cover Criterion is a day one. Hopefully I can get to a Barnes and Noble that day. I do want that Criterion day one. Hopefully, if I can't get it day one, hopefully they still have it in stock. I definitely want to get it for the sale. I do want that movie on Criterion. But sorry about that, you guys. Now I'm going to do my outro. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe for more. If you guys haven't checked out Smooth J Stu's YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and check out his YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. I think Kay said he subscribed to you, which is awesome.
Thank you, Kay.
And more Nerd Talk will be coming in their future. Check out Smooth's live streams. I'm very excited to be on that live stream as well. Like I said, more videos will be coming to me as well. I got more Blu-ray update videos, more Blu-ray hunt videos, more reviews, more live streams. All that type of content will be coming as well. I might be trying to get into the reaction game. I might start doing trailer reactions. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, the one trailer I'm waiting for is Spider-Man Far From Home. That'd probably be the first trailer I will react to.
See, the thing about reaction trailers, once you start, you got to keep going.
I got to keep going. Like I said, for me, I'm gonna probably make a saying like I might just do the trailers I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Like I said, obviously, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm ready to see that trailer. So that might be the first one I might do. We'll see how it goes. The problem is I got a feeling the trailer is going to drop when I'm at work, and I'm going to have to wait till I get off work in order to watch it. Even though I do that already because I love watching it on my TV. Mm-hmm. So I guess we'll see. We'll see. Because I could definitely turn my desk and turn the TV where I can have it facing me if I'm on the computer. Mm-hmm. So I could do it that way. So we'll see. Let's see. If you guys are looking forward to that, just let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, we'll see. Will we get nerd merch soon? Yes, we will.
Yes.
DM John, and you get all the information about Nerd Talk merch, buddy. Yes, if you want some Nerd Talk shirts, let us know. DM Smooth J Stu. Hit me up on the DMs as well on Instagram. I think we're following each other on Instagram, Charles. I think. Like I said, if not, let me know. I'll definitely hit that follow. But like I said, that's the end of the stream. Like I said, if you guys want to follow us on all those our social medias, follow me on Instagram at Marty__McFly21. Follow Smooth J Stu, same name, Smooth J Stu. Check us on all the audio websites. We got Spotify, Anchor, still working on Apple Podcast. What's the other podcast we're on? Google? Around Google?
Yeah, we're on Google
Podcast,
Spotify, Anchor, and Breaker.
Okay, cool. So like I said, if you want to follow us, all those just to catch the audio version, that'll be amazing as well. Let us know that you're doing that. And we are out on this one, you guys. Peace out.
Stay smooth.